That's right, Melissa. Cody Goodwin here in the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio to bring you all the latest from the Diamond. But before we get to all the action from both Dwayne Banks and Pearl Field, we're kicking it with two of Iowa football's most lethal feat. For former Iowa kickers Mike Meyer and Nate Kading, kicking a football isn't just a hobby, it's an art form. Kading, a Groza Award winner at Iowa, made a career out of his time with the Hawks, applying his trade professionally for nearly a decade before hanging up his boots this past fall. All indications point to Meyer doing the same after next month's NFL draft, but Meyer may be facing a different challenge when he reaches the next level, something Kading never had to face. Daily Iowan TV Sports' Whitney Blakemore kicks off tonight's program. Get it?
The extra point, the crucial factor after a touchdown if you get 6 points or 7. But how important is that extra point? Last season for the NFL, only 5 out of 1,267 extra points were missed the entire season. So is this kick too easy?
It's a play that's just become redundant and boring. It just happens. They snap the ball, you kick it, and it goes in. So even when I was kicking in the NFL, it's just like automatic. I mean, it's a good time for people to go to the bathroom or make some nachos.
PATs, relatively should be makeable every time.
For many years, the point after touchdown has been kicked from right here at the 2-yard line. But now for this NFL preseason, they're going to be experimenting kicking the extra point from back here at the 20-yard line.
I think it's a good move. I think the NFL needs to constantly, like anything, whether it be a business or a sport, just continue to make little minor tweaks to reinvent themselves.
Moving the extra point back a whole 18 yards may seem odd, but could create more excitement in the game.
The guy from Section H, row 40, he'll come down and knock that sucker through on an extra point, but the minute you start scooting it back, it gets a little bit more hairy. So, it takes away the gimme, and it makes the game more fun for everybody, I think.
Late game implications could see an effect if this change continues into the regular season. With high pressure on the kicker and a longer distance, strategy and talk of 2-point conversions may come about.
I don't think it'll change it that much, but I think it will have an impact on later in games how coaches think about it.
While it will impact games, it also will impact kickers like potential pro Mike Meyer.
I really think in the end it's going to make the field goal kicker, the place kicker, more valuable, because you're going to have the ones that are really good and successful where that 38-yarder to them is almost just like a 20-yard extra point. So I think for kickers that are really good, it's going to be a benefit, because I think it's going to end up being more pay and more value in the end.
But pay or no pay, current and future NFL kickers will have to adjust to this change.
It's kind of, I feel like, a coincidence. It's happening right when I'm leaving, but I think I'm interested to see how it works out the first couple weeks that's put in.
Whitney Blakemore, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Interesting stuff there, Whitney. Now, as promised earlier, here is the latest from this afternoon. Iowa baseball thumped by reigning Big Ten champs Indiana at Dwayne Banks Field. Rick Keller's squad wraps up their 3-game set on Monday at 1 p.m. in Iowa City. Iowa softball enjoying their Sunday afternoon. Marla Looper's squad avoiding the broom with a 4-3 victory in the final game of their 3-game set with the 23rd-ranked Northwestern Wildcats. Kayla Massey picking up the win after going the distance for the Hawkeyes. Now, the Hawks are back in action throughout the week, but we wrap up the program with our continuing coverage of everything spring ball. And what a better way to do it than with our 5 Things crew, Taylor Axelson and Jalen Socek, who are back in action, ready to go.
Spring is in the air, and that means Hawkeye fans are getting the first taste of spring football.
We knew you'd miss us, so now that basketball season is over, we're going to keep feeding you 5 new things to keep you the most informed about Iowa sports.
We know people all over the world wearing black and gold are hungry for some Hawkeye football, and we are here just in time for dinner.
So we caught up with a few of the players to see why they think spring ball is so important.
A little more upbeat. I mean, we had a better season last year, but we can always improve, and that's what our main goal is, to improve, and I think that's what we're going to do. We just got to take it one day at a time. We got 12 more practices to do that.
Coach Ferentz always talks about you have to re-earn your spot every single year. I mean, you can't just walk on the field expecting to be where you were. You have to keep moving forward, keep getting a little bit better each and every day, and the most important thing right now is to get the entire team ready and get the team better, and that's what we're all trying to do.
Favorite part, just getting the pads back on and hitting people.
So they finally get back on the field and start tackling again, but they actually lost some of their best hitters.
Anthony Hitchens, James Morris, and Christian Kirksey are all graduating and all attended the NFL Combine to hopefully pursue the next level.
But when leaders leave, someone has to step up, and Quentin Olson told us who we could look forward to seeing in those shoes.
Myself, Reggie, and Travis, we all got our feet wet a little bit last year. So I think we can take that little bit of experience and turn it into something big and just go out there, play confident. Just Coach Reed and Coach Woods just telling us to go out there and have fun. So as long as we just stay to our basics, stays to the little things that we do each and every day, the little details, we'll be fine.
There are only 4 practices in spring football, and I think Hawk fans will really have something to keep them busy this April.
That's all we have for you today, but we'll meet you right here next week for 5 more things. Back to you at the desk.